Okay guys, this is your girl Tara with Coaching for Life. I had a release that I was going to put out that I recorded yesterday. That would have been Saturday. Unfortunately, what I did was I actually uploaded the same video twice. There was 3 parts to it, and so I don't have the first part of the video, and I can't get it back because I went on ahead and erased it off of my device. So I am remaking the video. This is the one about, reacting to racial discrimination and or racial injustice, and also the healing component as well. So I thought to make this video because I noticed that last week I had, within 5 days, 2 reactions to 2 separate situations, and both of them were involving a person that was not black. So in this instance, the person happened to be specifically white in both cases. And I found myself very agitated, honestly, about things that I probably wouldn't get as agitated about normally, due to the current situation that we all find ourselves in, with the discussion of race and discrimination being an open topic that people are speaking on and drawing awareness and attention to in a way they have not, I would say, since the civil rights era. I haven't seen this much attention from people of all different ethnicities globally. I don't even know if the last movement was like this one. This one is very unique to our time period. So with all of that conversation being open and happening, we might begin to find that triggers are being hit or released when we encounter a situation that makes us remember a thought and emotion from maybe an occurrence of racial discrimination that we as an individual went through when we were younger, when we were in college, maybe we were at work, maybe it was in our neighborhood. Doesn't matter. Maybe we were on vacation. Wherever this event may have occurred or continued to occur in some cases. I mentioned in the last video the topic of systemic racism, which is definitely something that many people of color have experienced, myself included, excuse me. You might find that when a situation crosses your path that hits one of those triggers, either because of a memory, certain words, a feeling, an emotion, whatever that is, all of a sudden you're feeling agitated, and maybe in a way that is more so than how you would typically deal with that situation had it walked right up to you. So this is what happened with me, just to try to be brief so I can try and keep it in the time frame of the last video. I definitely was a person who experienced racial discrimination from a young age. I grew up in a community that was predominantly white, and my family, I believe, was one of 3 black families in the entire community. So I dealt with the whole thing of people wanting to touch my hair, teachers and adults mistreating me due to my skin color and a lack of understanding about black people, and a fear really of learning and understanding more. When you would tell these people that's racist, they would get all offended and start crying because they really just didn't believe that their behavior was inappropriate. So just to give you a little backdrop on myself, I'm somebody that has experienced this from a young age all the way through into my teens and adulthood. So definitely I'm a person who understands how that feels. So now, moving forward in time, our current community that we live in, we've had issues since we moved there regarding our race and our next door neighbors. They were not very happy about us moving in, and so they let us know it. They called the cops on us every 5 seconds. I believe we had the cops called so much I got to know a lot of the Ann Arbor PD personally, because they were standing on my front porch at different times of the day and evening. And the final straw was when they called the Ann Arbor PD with yet another false report, this time that we had a crystal meth lab in our basement. So this time the cops showed up at our home with fire trucks and multiple squad cars, and shined lights through our bedroom window at 11 o'clock at night when we were in bed. So that was really fun. When I asked the officers to please go next door and deal with this individual who was making false cop calls, they informed me that that was something that they could not do due to the fact that the person who called them had stated they wanted no contact. And I said, that's funny. I didn't want any contact either. But anyways, all of this just goes back to the way that I was feeling about the condominium association that I live in, which is in Georgetown, and the way that the association has done nothing for years about these people. They were a problem before we got there. One of them had threatened my grandmother to turn a hose on her when she lived in the condominium before I did. So this is not a new issue, and yet and still they wouldn't do anything about these people, and they're just renters. They don't own the condo. The homeowner is renting the condo out. So when I saw one of those association board members back behind my unit as I was relaxing in my patio area, which is fenced in, I immediately got extremely agitated. And she had her little notepad, and she's doing what all board members do. They look for things to write you up on so they can charge you fines. But because of the history there, I felt like a fire shoot up from my stomach into my heart chakra and through my crown chakra. Like, I was really agitated. Earlier that week, I had an instance with a coworker who was an older white male, and you would think with everything going on, he'd be more cautious about the way that he wanted to address whatever issue he had with me. But I felt that the way that he approached me was very aggressive and very agitated, as if something else was going on with him that really wasn't part of the issue that had to do with work. And instead of him being able to reel that in, he was not able to do that, and he was so infuriated that his face was shaking, and he stepped into my personal space, to which I just walked away. So these two instances happened within 5 days of each other, and I was really annoyed, and especially with my previous experiences and all of this conversation and topic opening up again, I found that it hit some triggers. Now, what I want to say about healing. I'm going to say it's very easy for us to get stuck on everything that's wrong, everything that is displeasing, and everything that we do not like, and never discuss what we can do to help ourselves to heal. It's interesting, and I did a post here this weekend on two hot new summer reads. One of them was Joe Dispenza's book, Becoming Supernatural. And this book is wonderful because no matter what issue or story that you are dealing with, it talks about how to cross over those areas in the brain such that you're not as easily triggered and, in a sense, stuck in the past or in that moment that created that pain or that hurt or that assault or that attack, so that way you can grow past it. The problem with staying in the moment of pain, hurt, attack, fear, is that it leaves you in the fight or flight type state in the mind. So basically, the body starts shooting and pumping all kinds of cortisol and different things to help the body to cope with the fact that it feels like it is in danger. We as humans are not meant to stay in that state for prolonged periods of time. And it has been documented scientifically and medically that if we do, we actually begin to develop physical problems with our material body. Also, we start to deal with things like emotional issues, mental issues. We just start to break down because we're more in a solid matter state as opposed to a state of spirit. We're not tapping into that, and it's damaging for us. So I say that we need to definitely understand that we do need to heal, and some processes and things that we can use to go about that, so that way we can keep ourselves in a healthier state emotionally, mentally, and physically. So one of the things that Joe Dispenza talks about is the way that we are able to tap into our higher selves, and I speak about this in many of my videos, that it's very important that we begin to understand who we are truly, so that way we can understand that there is a part of us that is ascended beyond any issues or past experiences that we've had. Please stay tuned for more videos and more discussion on this topic. I feel like it's a very important and timely one right now. And love and light to all of you. If you're going through anything like this, definitely my thoughts and energy are with you. This is your girl Tara with Coaching for Life. I'll be with you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.